All right, what's up, Dragon Brood? I'm going to be real with y'all today. I came across this deck list that finished top 8 in this like 175 person super qualifier. It has Jolly Balloon Man. It only has 16 creatures. I don't even know how it made top 8, but today we're going to try to find out. So yeah, this is going to be a crazy one and one that I'm probably going to have trouble playing because it is all over the place. But it starts with a couple of Nurturing Pixies, which we have a few things we could bounce that make sense. There's some Seam Rip being one of those potential targets. We have Boomerang Basics, so we could reuse stuff. Again, bouncing stuff. Sewer Valence Cam. Now, this has shown up in some older format lists, but this card's actually interesting that it can tap and untap stuff. And if you can bounce it with your Boomerang Basics or Nurturing Pixies, I guess you could keep blockers out of the way nearly forever. We have Storm Chaser's Talent. Makes an otter get to use all these spells to pump it up, obviously. Cryogen Relic. This was an interesting inclusion. There's only 2 copies, but again, it's another way that we could lock down a creature, and it feels like maybe this deck's way to win is just keep creatures out of the way. There are some Badger Mole Cubs and Bloom Tender, which I found very interesting because it's not like there's a lot of different colors we have access to, usually just blue and green for the most part, but sometimes white, I guess. But yeah, they chose Bloom Tender, we're going to rock with it. There's a Jolly Balloon Man that lets us copy things, though there's not a ton to copy. But if we are copying something like a Nurturing Pixie, then that's fine. We get to pay 1 to just reuse stuff, and that's kind of cool. Or we could copy Bright Glass Gear Hulk to go find any of these 1-ofs, right? Because your selection of 1-ofs is really good. It's removal in Boomerang Basics and Seam Rip, Sewer Valence Cam to get stuff out of the way, or start your tap down combo, if you want to call it that. You know, Pixie if you need a flyer. So it's doing a few different things here. We do have 1 Mockingbird as well, if we just want to copy something. And then Nature's Rhythm, so we can go find any of these parts as we want or need them. And that's kind of the whole deck. Nothing crazy with creature lands or anything else. So, yeah, like I said, looking at it, I have no clue how this made top 8. But I don't know, maybe this is a best of 3 situation where it works and it doesn't work in best of 1. I don't know, but we're going to find out today. Before we do that, though, don't forget, if you're going to be attending any of these events through the month of July, be sure to stop in and check out our friends over at Tales of Adventure. You can also go to the website, order stuff, and have it delivered there, so you just pick it up on site and you don't have to worry about stuff being in the mail. Or on the site, you can just use my code DRAGON, which is DRAGN, and it'll save you 5% on whatever you decide to buy over there. But yeah, let's go try this weird deck out and see if we can beat anything. I guess we mulligan because we have no green mana there. Keep putting back probably Relic. And let's just see what happens. Passage, all right. Bloom Tender, that I don't expect to live very long. Like, anytime you see Bloom Tender, you always feel like your opponent's up to something, you know? Because, like, why did you choose Bloom Tender over all the other mana creatures you could play? Obviously, getting 3 or 4 mana out of your creature is going to be important. Dark Confidant. Okay. We're going to play Seam Rip, which then gives me enough mana to play a Bright Glass Gear Hulk. And we're going to go get probably a Storm Chaser's Talent and a Sewer Valence Cam. Mostly because we have another Bright Glass Gear Hulk, we can just go search for something else next turn if we need a removal spell. All right, opponent did nothing. Interesting. So what if we just attack with the Bright Glass Gear Hulk? How do you feel about it? Doing nothing? Doing nothing? All right, so they're just taking 4. I mean, I guess we just play the other Gear Hulk then, right? Sure. I mean, it's as good a threat as any, I guess. And then I'll just take a Nurturing Pixie and probably a Seam Rip. All right. I mean, that seems useful enough. No point in overcommitting. I mean, Bloom Tender has already proved its worth here. Sure. Card for you. Take max damage. They took 0 damage. That's the worst case scenario. We don't like that at all. Kind of surprised, though, they didn't kill our Bloom Tender. This makes me feel like they're not trying to sweep the board. Because if so, you would have waited to do that, right? You get rid of Bloom Tender first, or maybe just hold that, try to get to your deadly cover-up or something. I don't know. Which this feels like deadly cover-ups incoming now, but nope, you're playing more creatures to the battlefield. So what do we know? All right, so let's tap the 3/3. And then Seam Rip the Confidant. And then I'll wait on the other cards because I don't think they're worth going in on here. In the turn. Could have attacked for an extra 1 there, but I'm going to leave the Bloom Tender mana up so we can use the Sewer Valence Cam and all that. And then if they do sweep the board, we just try to go into like Storm Chaser's Talent, Pixie, blah, blah, blah. Yep, I assume something like that would be there. All right. Duress? Sure. We'll wait to draw our cards. Like, I don't really care about losing that if their whole plan is just going to be gain 2, draw a card. All right. Now, if there's another Sewer Valence Cam, that would be kind of nice. Oh, Seam Rip doesn't suck, though. Ooh, what do we do with the Mockingbird? I wish we had a way to just remove things permanently, but this deck really doesn't. I'm just trying to think, with the amount of mana we have, can we do 10? I could Badger Mole to turn a land on, right? And then have 2 mana. Yeah, that'll do it, actually. Just turn this into a creature. Seam Rip. Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, I could see, as this video goes on, not having like a hard removal spell to an artifact or an enchantment or whatever, or even to a creature, right? Because if a creature is too big, all we can do is tap them down or bounce them or whatever. That's going to be a little bit of a problem, because there are definitely decks that we're going to run into on the ladder that you're not going to run into in tournaments. Like, for instance, these types of decks aren't on in best of 3 tournaments. You don't see much of the Reanimator decks anymore. Like, a bunch of that stuff. So we'll see how it plays out. I'm going to mulligan this, even though I think we could have got away with that hand. And we'll just see what happens. Okay, well. The Soul Stone. Hey, good news. We can get rid of a Soul Stone. Not sure how important that's going to be, but it's a thing we can do. We're really just setting up a Bloom Tender just to have a horrible death, but you know, what else are we going to do? Yep. And Bloom Tender dies. Not a shocker in the least. Oh, see, I was thinking if they played a room here, that would be really bad. But yeah, we'll take 2. Gear Hulk, and I have no clue what we're even getting here against a Dimir Control deck. I guess we're going to get Storm Chaser's Talent. Maybe Nurturing Pixie, just to be able to reuse the talent or something. It doesn't feel great, but I mean, it's what we got. All right, attempt to attack with our 4/4. I mean, I'm sure they're hoping we overcommit, but here you go. You have a Storm Chaser's talent. Feel free to counter it. Yep, saw that one coming. Yeah, just end the turn. I mean, if they're just on counters and board sweepers, then just, like, force them to do it, I guess. All right, well, Deadly Cover-Up happens. We do have a full set of Gear Hulks, so that's unfortunate. That's one of our few real win conditions. Oh, no, they're not even taking those. Interesting. All right. I guess we go get Badger Mole. I mean, we don't have that many creatures left, so just got to take advantage of what we can. All right, stock up. I'm going to go look for something. But yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like, this type of deck, to my knowledge, doesn't even appear in best of 3 tournaments. And I don't see that this deck would be able to beat those effectively. But, we could be wrong. I mean, we're hanging in there for the time being, but opponent still has a ton of life. Go get another Badger Mole. What would you like to do? Grinding Hex the guy. Sounds great, I guess. We'll just do what we can do. Hope you're going to try to mill us out. Is that the game plan? So if we do this, 1, 2, 3, 4 for 2, it's probably not even worth it. All right, we're just going to go attacking. Do we do this for 1? Like, for 1 isn't terrible. We haven't played a land this turn. So, like, maybe? Can I not do it for 1? Oh, I have to pay 4 green. Oh, I can't do that. Never mind. End the turn. All right. Yeah, don't think we're quite going to get there, folks. Gonna kill some land just to kill some land. We'll go ahead and play the Surveillance Cam, I guess. Untap a land, because why not? So they see that we're holding just 2 Nurturing Pixies. We would like to draw some cards to see if they make a difference. They probably don't, but we got to try. Yep, didn't think they would. But you never know. I mean, might as well take some damage, because why not? Go get yet another Badger Mole Cub. We'll attempt to Pixie, so they'll just target our Badger Mole. Of course. Why would you not? I almost want to give them the... Take the Seam Rip back, realistically, just to turn this into a 2/2. Because I don't know if it even matters if they have the mana. Because it has to be from your graveyard, right? Yeah, they're not even playing creatures. So sure, I guess. You have some extra mana. Don't know if it matters. wish I could actually pay 2 life, but it has the enter tapped. Yep. Get in there. Oh, we lost our balloon man. That actually can't even cast right now. Actually, how does this deck cast Jolly Balloon Man? We have to just search for it and put it into play? That's weird. That's even a thing, but okay. Go attacking? I don't hate that. I mean, if this is what the opponent's down to doing, then you know what? We can't be too bothered. Then I guess we're going to go ahead and Mockingbird. Picking this up. Replaying it. All right. I mean, at some point, we're going to lose these creatures as well. All right, here comes a Sewer Valence Cam to try to tap down a Reef. The opponent's drawn a lot of removal already, too, so far. My goodness. When I counter the Sewer Valence Cam, nope. They're just getting some mana out of it. All right, well, we'll just untap this, I guess. All right. Our turn. We get to attack for 4. Now, here's the problem where we have to decide if we're going to overcommit or not, right? With the opponent at 2. Actually, no, this is fine. They have to have 2 removal, and if they had 1, they would have just played 1. So, let's roll. If they get their sweeper, then fine. We would have been just as bad off playing the Nurturing Pixie. Deceit. Sure. All right, they still lose. Fantastic. Yeah, I still stand by the fact that this deck very likely would lose most often in these matchups. Like if the opponent had drawn a sweeper or, you know, Day of Black Sun or something like that, we'd have been in a world of hurt in this matchup because that took us way too many turns to be able to beat them. But we got there, and you take those. Okay, we got Jolly Balloon Man. Let's see where this goes. I have no idea. This deck's so weird, man. I'm here for it. It's just weird. I guess we pass. Because as much as we want to draw a card, I actually want to be able to tap down something and not take damage as well. I mean, we'll take 1 as opposed to 2 or 3. All right, what you got? Oh, this will be fun then. Can we find it on tap land? We cannot. Then we will just pass. So we at least keep Slick Shots under control, kinda. Tablets. Well, there's a thought. And a Boros aggro pile. That's interesting. I guess I should have let them... Oh, hey. You're losing a Slick Shot. That's good to know. Guess what? We're not remotely mad about that. Now we get to Seam Rip a Slick Shot. All right, pass the turn. I don't know that we have any life gain in here either. So we will have to manage our life total very carefully. All right, another Seam Rip. But this is where we need stuff to get rid of artifacts and enchantments, because so many decks are playing tablets and loots on the ladder. I guess we go with Cryogen Relic because it lets us draw a card. I'm just going to pass. I mean, we know slick shots are gone or whatever, but still. Yeah, we take some damage. Not a surprise. Their hand might just be a bunch of removal at this point, or things that pump creatures. Oh, nope, they're taking damage. They found another slick shot. Look at that. They're going to flash that back. That makes sense. As soon as I go to the attack step, we're going to tap down a slick shot. This is an interesting way to try to do this deck, though. So credit where it's due to the opponent. Like, this will apply a lot of pressure. But if their only way to win really is slick shots, at least we can control those to some extent. They might also be playing the Flinger dude. Hexproof? That would be bad for us. Looks like that's exactly what it is. Yep. Alright, well, we just died a removal from here. Such is life. I mean, unless the opponent just draws a bunch of lands, pretty much every card they're going to be able to play kills us, right? I mean... Yeah. Yeah. Kind of just is what it is. Like, we aren't winning this one, I don't think, y'all. We don't have the resources or the capability to do 33 damage efficiently. I mean, we could get lucky and the opponent just expended the majority of their removal, but I doubt that's the case. And at some point, we won't be able to take damage from our lands anymore. Like, it's looking rough. I don't even really want to take one for the Bright Glass Gear Hulk. But we might have to. Because if we do that, though, then we won't be able to play our Jolly Balloon Man at any point. Oh, gosh. What's the right play? Cryogen Relic, sacrifice it, put a stun counter on something. I guess this is what we gotta do? That's not helpful right now. Alright, go attacking. I mean, unless the opponent just rips like 5 lands in a row, I don't know. I assume we're just dead. The fact that they're even pausing on a card says we're dead. Yeah, of course. Alright. Yeah, weird deck, man. I don't know how I feel about this. It's just like a burn deck that leans all in on the slick shot. They did have the Avatar State. If they didn't have that, then we would have been fine. But, you know, they had it. They drew it. Yeah, I guess. Sure. Pass the turn. Yeah. Let's Badger Mole Cub with the assumption it's not going to make it, but we're going to try. Hey, guess what I'm doing? I'm sacking a land. And then we will just Badger Mole again. And I think we just attack for 3. I don't think we're that concerned with doing the other stuff. Obsessive Pursuit, sure. All right, this is where we do have to start being a little careful. I'm tempted to bounce a Badger Mole. But I think instead what we're going to do is... Oh, wait, yeah, we can. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nature's Rhythm for 4. That's all of our mana, unfortunately. But we'll get a Bright Glass Gear Hulk. And I'm going to take this time to go get 2 Seam Rips. Because that makes a lot of sense. And then we can just take out the opponent's permanents that are going to try to do silly things. Though they could, like, sack a bunch of stuff and play Viper this turn, right? Which is what they might be doing. Oh, well, that's scarier. We don't like that at all. We hate that, actually. This is a sorcery, unfortunately. Actually, do we care? That's a real question. I think we return Ironheart, for sure. Then we tap down the Sewer Valence, or the Guardian. Then we attack for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think we Seam Rip one of the artifacts. Probably that. Okay, cool. Ooh. Credit to the opponent. Somebody actually playing Ironheart. We haven't seen that yet. I haven't been able to make this card work. I've tested a bunch of things. So it's cool that somebody's at least playing in that space and trying. Sure, why not? We'll try. Okay. Doesn't feel great, not gonna lie. I'm assuming this is where we're gonna see a Badger Mole. No, not even a Badger Mole. Okay. Pleasantly surprised. Try a relic just to draw a card. Seam Rip. Okay. Pass the turn. All right, what you got, opponent? Oh. They are going much larger than we were aware they were trying to go. Okay. Well, take some damage, I guess. Let's get a Pixie and... Man, a Storm Chaser's talent, I guess. I mean, nobody's missing land drops in this game, apparently. Bloomvire Regent. Why do I think we're about to get hit with something silly like a random encounter or some such? If we believe that's the case, which I truly do, what if we stun counter this thing and then leave up 2 blue for Sewer Valence cams? Put a stun counter on up to 1 target. Oh, it has to be a tapped creature. My bad. Okay, well, Sewer Valence cam. Tap down a Knucklehead. Attack. We can stun counter. Just to keep that locked for a turn. We'll Pixie to pick up a Sewer Valence cam. And then I guess we'll untap this guy. Alright. So I'm assuming random encounter or Earth's Mightiest Heroes or something is about to happen. Because that's what this feels like, right? You're doing all the rampy things to get to the big spell, whatever that is. Oh. It was just Vibrance. Okay. That does deal damage to a creature. So it's not like that's nothing. Okay. Oh no, they left more mana up. Yeah, this is the concern with this deck though, right? We don't have a way to deal with big creatures. Defend the Rider, you got it, boss. I mean, if you want to protect them that badly. Like, who am I to stop you? Yeah, we're gonna attack. I mean, I think we're dead anyway, so I mean, block or don't. I mean, we have first strike. Let's go ahead. We're going to go get Badger Mole just to have a body. Though, in reality, it would have been better to have a Bloom Tender in this scenario, I believe. I'm just going to take the 2. Leave me some options, I guess. In the turn. All right. Now we get Earth Mightiest Heroes, since you can tap for the teamwork. There's a random encounter, sure. All right, GG's, you win. We don't even have to deal with it. I mean, I'll keep this. We can makeshift some blue mana. All right, well, not the way we were planning on going about it, but a well-timed seam rep helps. You have a Badger Mole to go with? Nope, a Deep Cavern Bat. Well, boy, do we have options for you. We might even just be bouncing a Deep Cavern Bat just to make them keep replaying it. Wow. And they scooped? That's wild. What does the opponent's hand need to look like versus us not even having a threat for them to want to scoop there? I'm going to assume the pizza came to their door and it was time for them to go, because that makes more sense. Okay, I guess we're keeping. I'm at a little bit of a loss overall for, like, the deck's doing a lot, but it also feels like it's not doing anything, and that's kind of bugging me. But let's see what we can turn this into. Yeah, this is already not feeling great. Because I have a feeling this is a matchup where seam rips are going to be kind of bad, unless this is like Dimir Midrange something. Bloom Tender, is it your time to go? Opponent says not quite yet. What does this all mean? And this taps for 2. A green and a blue. All right. Wow, they didn't have anything. Well, that's oddly concerning. Sure. I really only need to do this for 1, because that's all I'm going to get out of this. So sure. And that didn't even get countered? Wild. I still have a mana left over, so sure. All right. Well, that was a nice looking turn. Day of Black Sun's still savage here. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How much damage can we make this? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Is that the most we could do? Because I'm just thinking play another Storm Chaser's talent. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10. I could exile. Oh, no, but I'd have to tap that. Yeah, we just don't have it. There's no combination in the turn. I mean, I guess I could have tapped a bunch and went and got like a Bright Glass Gear Hulk. Could have been the best answer. But yeah, them just doing that says there's not much left here for them. Okay, there you go. That's 3 mana. They had another land. So there's a lot of things that are still in play. Oh, well. Okay, what else? Strategic Betrayal. What if I just get rid of a land? Yep, that's going to do it. Obviously, we're keeping this. Hopefully, it turns into something good. We are on the draw, so kind of need a little help. Sludge. All right. Well, that's a thing. I say sludge. Trudge. But I guess if you put slumbering and trudge together, it kind of comes out like sludge. I mean, you have a 6/6. That is a real thing. I mean, we could also just boomerang that, I guess. That seems fine. Let's do this. I mean, I like the opponent's strategy though. I like it of, hey, I'm gonna play the trudge, so I have a big 6/6, and then just play the cheap things that copy tokens. So you get a 2-mana 6/6, right? That seems kind of cool. It's a very smart idea. Credit where it's due. Somebody trying something outside the box, and it's actually pretty sweet. Let's take damage. But I'm only going to attack with these two for now. In the turn. So, if we need to tap the wagon, we can. Or we just flash, or not flash in, but we'll play Cryogen Relic next turn. And then try to keep the Trudge tapped down for another 2 turns. Then after that, we got to find something. Don't know what we do after that situation. There's another Trudge. It's just going to be tapped. Here comes Big Galta, I'm assuming. Yep. Not a shocker. So now I guess we'd rather just tap Galta, because that's the bigger problem, right? So let's go ahead, use Sewer Valence Cam. Tap that down. And then we'll take some damage. Playing a Badger Mole Cub. Actually, I need 2 blue. So I need to make sure this taps appropriately, or we could be in trouble. All right. So then turn this on. Then we play the Cryogen Relic. Draw a card. Ah, well, that's nice. So now we tap for blue. Oh, I can't tap for blue and white. I can only tap for one or the other. Well, I guess we do what we got to do. Hey, but we found a Bloom Tender we can play. That's cool. Don't hate that. All right. I mean, we weathered the tough part of the storm. Now I think we're just good, right? Because, I mean, they go search for a land. We don't really care. Yeah, all their stuff's tapped. Like, we just take it. No blocks. And then we just attack for lots mini. Sweet. Sweet. Cool deck by the opponent, though. Yeah, so about this deck, I don't really know what to make of it. It's not like it's bad, but here's the 2 things. I see how it could do okay in best of 3, especially with the sideboard, right? To shore up some problems. But in best of 1, there's just going to be a lot of decks that you don't see in best of 3 that are going to be a problem for this, right? All the graveyard-based stuff really doesn't appear in best of 3 anymore. Sometimes a deck that has the Superior Spider-Man will still pop up from time to time into a top 8, but that's about it, right? But you see a lot more graveyard decks in best of 1. Also, some of the weird control mid-rangey things are pretty good against this, because our cards like Seam Rip and whatnot don't do much in those matchups, but those also don't really appear in best of 3, right? Best of 3 is a lot of like the aggressive Selesnya decks, the 4-color control, there's the landfall decks, is it variations, that's the stuff that this can actually compete with pretty well. So That's a little tough. That being said, I'm also not sure why the deck feels the need to have to go outside of its colors, really, because we've seen versions of Pixie decks that are just blue-white or blue-white-black, and they do just fine, right? They don't even need the green mana. Or green-white or green-blue, not really needing the third color because you can just be more focused, right? Because the problem this deck has is that it just lacks aggression, right? There's some game, even the games we won, we're like, okay, we're attacking with 1/1s, we're having to reuse a fairy, we're having to do, and you're just not able to get the big hits. You're almost always searching for the Bright Glass Gearhulk. And I don't know why Jolly Balloon Man's in here. Rarely does it make sense to go search for it unless you're in some situation where I guess just like copying a Pixie to replay a Storm Chaser's talent or something is viable. But I don't know. This feels like one of the weirder decks. Because even Bloom Tender, we don't even need the mana that much, right? Unless we're in a situation where we're trying to activate Storm Chaser's talent, we don't really have a mana sink. Like, we could use Nature's Rhythm to just go get another Bright Glass Gearhulk, but almost any mana creature would be good enough at doing that. So, I don't know. It's a neat idea. Credit to the person who did it, Pete 250. Like, I probably didn't play it as effectively as Pete did, I'm sure, but I don't know, man. This is a weird one. This is one of the weirder decks I've seen make top 8. But for anybody saying that you can't be creative and there's not innovation, somebody's out here trying. I'll leave this link for y'all to try it over on Moxfield, but that's all of you for now. We'll see you next time.